Bradley comes in, me. I'm the guy that comes in later on chorus 2. So I don't actually stack my vocals in until chorus 2 to make the chorus bigger. But let's go through my vocals. Let's go through what the chain was and how I set those up. These are the vocals that I have. This virtual mix here, I ran this through the slate mic. For some reason, I like the 251 on my vocal, you know, is a little shiny, but still warm in the middle. And then here I have just a little bit of the punchy in again with the custom lift. Auto-tune, of course, after, you know, I melodined myself 22. I actually don't think I even melodined myself, to be honest. LA3A, same thing, right? I'm doing the same exact chain pretty much. Only difference is I threw some Saturn on here and I'm doing some subtle tape in the middle and a little bit of gentle transformer on the top. The Pro Q3 is, of course, shaped differently for my voice. Pushing more of the mid-range, taking out 700. I don't like that in my voice for some reason. 360 top in and a little 5K sparkle sheen. Reverb plate with a little bit more high end in there and a little drier. It's actually a lot drier. Almost half the reverb. That's going through this vocal mix bus as well. So I'm like making sure that everything hits that vocal mix bus really well and how it should be. And then I have the doubles. Same exact chain, it looks like, on the doubles, besides like a couple things different. So on the doubles, these were recorded with the TLM 103, and you can see I don't have the virtual mix, the slate plugin in there. And I have this de-esser that I love, the Eosis de-esser. I love this plugin. It's awesome. My actual setup through the console that I track through is what you guys are hearing right now. I literally use this same exact thing to sing through just because I love like coming in nice, warm. It sounds good. It's controlled. I know how to hit the mic right. So I'm going to break that down. I'm at 32 dB open on the mic. I got this is a Neve console, old school. What do we got here? We just have a little compression going on, right? So I'm hitting the hey, so a little compression when I'm going over, but I'm singing on this, so not much compression, maybe 2 dB, maybe a dB and a half, I don't know. And then we got some EQ in. We got a little pop up here at around 12K or so, popping it up a little bit on a shelf. And then we're popping up a little bit of that 5K area, which I really like on pop records. I like 4K to like 5K. That's really nice on vocals if you want pop sound, but you got to be careful with the sibilants. And then I'm cutting out a little bit here at, it looks like probably around like 1K, 1200, something like that. Just kind of smooth it out. What I'm going into, I have the high pass filter on. I'm going then from there into 1176. Hey, 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 that's compressing really hard. I'm hitting it, just, you know, driving it, giving it some color. It's attacking hard. It's a great plugin. I love it. Adds a lot of color. It's amazing for just printing vocals through. Pultec, love it, right? Little high-end boost and cut. Now remember, the reason I have all these plugins going in is because the TLM 103 is just a clean slate, okay? And I'm just going directly into Apollo X6. So this is transformerless. It has no color to it. It just has like an EQ curve, but it's clean. So that's why all these plugins, because without it, you don't have any color on the mic. If I use the slate mic and I go through a modeled microphone that has transformers, tubes in it, all sorts of stuff that's adding these kind of colors, then I don't use any of this stuff. So that's what I'm doing, and that's the chain right there. So Pultec, lastly, the 88RS, and this is probably just doing some cleanup. It's just doing a little more EQing to make up for anything I lost in the compression and stuff. No compression at all on this. Probably just going through for some more color. I print through that, and then I have this chain as well. So you're like, wow, that's a lot of plugins, but sometimes it takes a lot of plugins. Big deal. And that sounds like this, and I'll solo it out.
You got it feeling like the first time, playing the songs we miss, like the year is 99, summer of my first kiss, sitting in the backseat wanting it so badly.
So by the time we get to the second chorus, I stack up in here my vocals because it makes the chorus bigger. And if you hear these doubles and stacks in here, I kind of try and do something different with the character of it. Like, when you love someone, like, just check it out.
When you love someone, yeah, it feels like summer. When you love someone,
So those are the stacks. They're kind of like more characterized because I wanted it to feel like more fun, you know? Like that's the jam. Like I'm producing vocals, I'm producing the beat, I'm producing everything. So I got to make sure that it serves the record right. So that's about it. And then when we get to the bridge here with the vocals, we do some other stuff. This is Davido Mas is what I call him, right? And I labeled it. It's so important to have fun in the studio, man. Same thing, we got the virtual mic, but here I have the 251 on him. Changed up just a little bit of stuff, right? It looks about the same. Here I have the Saturn doing some drive, warm tape, and gentle transformer. That's just a little different for different texture and vibe on this bridge part. Same reverb. And then we have this send as well, which is the vocal synth. So what that does, I'll show you so you can hear what this is. And this is auto-tune, pretty heavy and fast going into vocal synth by Isotope. And then we have an API 2500 doing some compression to bring all that up. And then I'm just literally getting rid of the mid-range and the low end. So it's, yeah, I'll show you. It's blended in, so let's see if we can play that.
I remember when we first loved, but you'll be the death of me. You come back.
So subtle, but without it, you're like, huh, it's just the same. It's like a very bright pop vocal. So I wanted that to be just a little different, you know? So it's got this cool vocal synth vibe on it. And I don't know, I love it. I think it's really fun to like make those little differences. And then for coming out of that, we have like these guys here. What do we got? Last chorus. You know, we had to like change the feels like summer to you feel like summer so we can have like some variation coming out of this. And those sound like this.
You feel like summer. You feel like summer. You gotta love someone.
Okay, so that's the magic of the vocals. I mean, you know, it's pretty straightforward, but it takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of tweaking, and, you know, that's part of the game, you know? Sometimes a lot of plugins, sometimes no plugins at all. Sometimes, you know, less is more. With a pop record like this that needs to feel a little throwback, I think more is more, man. Like, you know, you gotta hit the vibe right, so you gotta use the right shit to get that vibe. And that's it, really. That was everything for the vocals. The background vocals look like they were going to a bus, so with some R compressor on it, some Pro Q, boosting at 500 and cutting where the lead vocals sit. So I'm cutting all that stuff. And then UAD Ocean Way gives it some space, pushes it back in the mix, and then Vintage Verb to push it even further and back in the mix. And what that is, that bus right there is for these harmony vocals, right? So the harmony vocals go there. Yeah, all these background vocals, all the stacks in the chorus. And it just gives it more dimension. It tucks the vocals in the back, and those sound like this.
Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone. Do you love someone? Do you love someone?
Pretty fun, right? So that's kind of like that surfy, like, you know, do you love someone? It kind of goes into the abyss. You're stoned out in the ocean, right? Hopefully you guys like that. That's all the vocals. Let's get into some of the production with the drums, bass, and synths and stuff. I want to talk a little bit about that.